Hi everyone, Morgan Hibbs here with Linn County Farm Bureau. I'm so excited to be visiting your classroom virtually for another Ag in the Classroom lesson. Today we are going to do a fun activity called Garden in the Glove, where we will be germinating 5 different seeds in a glove, looking at how the seeds germinate differently. So before we begin, I would like to define germination. What is germination? Germination is the process of the seed and the plant emerging from the seed. So when a seed germinates, it starts to grow. So the seed has begun to grow and that plant is emerging from the seed. Oftentimes we see germination taking place when we see that plant emerging from the ground, but it started to germinate before that even from the tiny little seed when that first root, called the radicle, emerges down from the seed and the shoot starts to grow up towards the sun. Now seeds can germinate differently. There are monocots and dicots. Monocots are seeds that germinate with one cotyledon, meaning they have one leaf that emerges from the seed, from the shoot of the plant. This is an example of corn. Corn is a monocot. You may have seen corn germinate before from the field, and it germinates with the seed, with the leaf starting to grow from the seed, and there was just one leaf growing from that seed. Now a dicot is when we have a cotyledon that grows, we have 2 cotyledons, a seed that has 2. You will see this seed grow into a plant that has 2 leaves that have emerged from the soil. A soybean is an example of a dicot where we have 2 cotyledons. So mono means 1, di means 2. So monocot, there's 1 leaf that grows, and I put the leaves in quotes because it's not a true leaf, it's a cotyledon, which is the first initial food source for the plant, but it looks like a leaf. And then the second kind is a dicot where we have 2 leaves that emerge from the soil, or 2 cotyledons. It's pretty neat that here in Iowa, where we grow primarily corn and soybeans, we have 2 examples, one of a monocot and one of a dicot. So today we are going to germinate 5 different seeds, looking at how they germinate differently and seeing if we can identify which seeds are a monocot with 1 leaf and which seeds are a dicot with 2. Now to germinate these seeds so that we can see how they grow, we are not planting them in soil. Wait, you can grow seeds without soil? Well, the seeds need soil once they need nutrients. But to germinate, to first have that seed start to grow, we need 2 things. We need water and we need heat. Water helps the plant to grow, and heat is usually provided by the sun. Today we are going to set the garden in the glove next to the window to get the heat from the sun. The heat is going to help the seed grow, and that sun is the source of heat. Now once we have that shoot, the stem and the leaves that have grown from the seed, that is when we need the direct sunlight so that the plant can start to photosynthesize. But before we have that stem and the leaves and the roots to grab nutrients from the soil, all we really need is water and heat. So if we can give those 2 things to the seed, we can grow and germinate these seeds without soil and without being outside in the direct sunlight. Okay, so for today's activity we need a glove. This is just a food kitchen glove, 5 seeds, and I would like you to try to identify these seeds, but there is a seed identification in your kit or available online where we can identify these seeds. So we have in here, we have a chickpea, a soybean, corn, a sunflower, and a marigold seed. Now thinking about how those grow, can you predict out of these 5 seeds which is going to be a monocot, which is going to be a dicot, and you can make those predictions on your garden in the glove worksheet. Okay, how we are going to do this experiment, we are going to germinate 1 seed in each finger of our glove. You have some cotton balls. You will need a cup of water, a paper towel so you don't get your desk all wet, and a small packet of seeds. You should have 5 seeds. If you have carrot seeds in your little bag though, you will have a couple carrot seeds, so that way, since they're so small, you can put a couple in your glove. We are going to place 1 seed in each finger, but first we are going to wet a cotton ball, squeeze it out. You don't want it to be dripping wet. You want to take 2, and you're going to make a seed sandwich. You're going to place the seed in between the 2 cotton balls and place them into your glove. Okay, to set up our experiment, I have our glove, a pencil, water with cotton, and our seeds. We are going to first take our cotton, dip it into the water, squeeze it out, set it on the paper towel. You don't want it to be dripping. Next, we are going to take our seed, place it on 1 cotton, take another cotton, and make a sandwich. You don't want them to squeeze it so tight that you can't see the seed. You want to be able to see the seed so that it can grow from the glove. We want to label, so it helps to label as you go, so that way you remember where each seed is in your glove. This first one was chickpea. Do your best with spelling. Next, we're going to take the soybean, take 1 cotton, 2nd cotton ball, put it into the first finger, push it all the way down. We have soybean. Next, we're going to take corn, we have our sunflower seed. Teachers, it might be helpful to put the seed identification sheet on the overhead so that the kids can see how it's spelled and which seed is which. The last one is the marigold. So we had sunflower and marigold. Okay, next, that I just spilled my water on, and we want to staple the glove to the construction paper. You can staple it right up here on the top, and if you want to staple it on the side, that will help secure it. You want to make sure you don't get your construction paper too wet, otherwise it will rip from the weight of the glove. Then you can use your worksheet to label your construction paper, so that way we know where each seed is. You shouldn't have to add any more water to this if you added enough to the cotton. So you want to make sure the cotton is wet, just not dripping. And then you want to make sure that you write your name on the sheet so you know whose is whose. And you're going to set this by the window or hang it by the window with the glove facing the sun. You want to make sure that the glove faces the sun so that way it gets the heat that it needs. So you have your glove completed. We have a review sheet with a few questions, and you should have labeled the seeds on your sheet, but we have the following questions. What does the word germination mean? What does a seed need to germinate? And how will the seeds germinate in our experiment garden in the glove? So in the second one, it's just 2 blanks for what it needs to germinate. The last question, I would like you to write a complete sentence for how the seeds will germinate in our garden in the glove. Also, somewhere on the sheet, you can make a prediction of which seeds are a monocot, meaning they have one leaf when they germinate, and which seeds are a dicot, which has two leaves when they germinate. If you have questions, you can reach out and I would be happy to answer those. If you take any pictures of your experiment, I would love to see those. You can email them to me and you can visit our website for the contact information, www.lincoag.com. I look forward to visiting your classroom virtually next month. Thank you.